Hi, I'm Sean Morgan, and I'm the author of The Mastery of Change. And today I want to talk to you about emotional fitness and inner resources. So, emotional fitness, that's not something you hear every day. I might have coined the term, I don't know. But we all know what physical fitness is. I mean, we challenge ourselves and we grow. And the same principle applies with emotional fitness. That it's only through gradual and not too traumatic challenge that we're able to grow. But first we have to have a foundation. Just like in physical wellness, we have to be not starving. We have to be have some level of nourishment and meat on our bones to be able to get to the next level of being happy. And so how do we create that resilience and that foundation within ourselves, emotionally and mentally? That's the real question. If you're suffering from depression or anxiety, any mental illness, any low motivation and low energy, there's something going on, and you're not at a level of health mentally and emotionally and physically that you want to be at. It's all connected. So how do you build this foundation? Just like when you're really healthy physically, you've got a layer of fat and you've got a layer of muscle and you've got these strong bones that have been nourished. And you're just, even if there's some times where you don't have enough food, you can live off of your own body, your own resources for days and days and days and days and days of pure starvation, of pure no help at all. You can actually just live off of what you've built up in the past. And I'm suggesting that you can do the same thing emotionally and mentally. And so that's the key. If you're right now in a place where you don't feel resilient emotionally and mentally, you've got to exercise. Not necessarily physically. I hope you do physically. You need to exercise yourself emotionally and mentally. You need to build up your inner resources, your body, your emotional body. So how do you do that? Well, it's not an easy thing to understand because scientifically we've been studying the body, but we haven't been studying the emotions. So I believe that with every positive thought, every positive input that comes in, you're building your emotional body and your emotional resilience. And with every negative one, you're actually destroying yourself and killing yourself, and you're removing an aspect of your emotional body. And because the physical and emotional and mental are so interconnected, any thing that you do in one direction affects the others. So anytime you're actually working on your physical well-being, you're also working on your mental and emotional well-being. But anytime you're working on your emotional well-being and your mental well-being by focusing on positive thoughts, positive beliefs, taking in positive input such as positive music, positive movies, and positive output like positive speech, positive actions, and positive thoughts, you're affecting your physical well-being as well. We all know that laughter, smiling, gratitude, kindness, social connections, all of these things cause physical well-being. That's proven. So the question is, why are you depressed right now? And I'm suggesting that it has to do with a weak immunity. Not necessarily physically, but probably partly physically, a low immunity of emotional fitness. Your emotional health doesn't have a foundation. But you can start now. Just like a weak person physically has to start somewhere by feeding themselves and by exercising and building themselves up. You can do the same thing mentally and emotionally by taking in those small little bite-sized pieces of positive thinking, positive input, and positive output. Everything that you're grateful for, every positive thought you have, you build yourself up and you become more and more resilient so that in times where you have a crisis, you're resilient. You can work through it because you know you have the resources. Please check out my other videos because responsibility is really huge and you have to be able to recognize that you're the one, you're not a victim of circumstance, that you're the one that determines the thoughts you have and the actions you take, and ultimately the amount of health and wellness that you have. Check out my book at masteryofchange.com and download the free version. And I hope you'll email me and let me know what you think.